Hey guys, reading time. How is everyone? Alrighty. So we're tapping into Divine Masculine month ahead. So, it's been a while. I should have done this, but I'm getting it done now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did with my feminines. I'm going to tap into what you're currently going through, what your main focus is right now with tarot, and then we'll break it into, what's coming in every week. I know we're already going through week 1. But yeah, I'll tap into week 2, 3, and 4. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what you've been going through in week 1, just to make sure that this is your reading. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So Divine Masculine Collective, what are you currently going through? What have you been currently going through in week 1 of June? Wow. So first one, we have the Lovers. Could be someone heavily on you could have someone heavily on your mind right now, but this is about alignment, also harmony, and this is also about duality. So you could have been focused in this first week I know it's the first card, but having to do with your own inner balance, which is the whole point of this journey, and your own harmony. Alrighty, let's get 3 and then we'll read this energy. Okay, actually I'm gonna get 5. We're really gonna get into this week. All right. Whoa. Wow. All right. So for Divine Masculine month ahead, what you're going through in this first week, I do feel you have someone heavily on your heart, but I also feel like you're trying to, but I do believe that this collective, you're trying to focus on your own inner duality, on your own inner union, maybe really trying to, through certain choices and decisions, really realign to your, most abundant timeline. We do have the 3 of Swords, that it literally flipped from being in overcoming sorrow to literally going to deep emotional pain. So you could have just in this first week gone through like very heavy emotions having to do with, a certain heartbreak. We have tears and loss. This is about misunderstandings and grief, but sorrow, depression. I don't feel like this collective you're going through depression, but I do feel like emotionally you are a little bit trapped in your mind, having to do with certain heavy emotions that you're having to deal with since this is like literally your first week. Your the first card of your first week. So clearly whatever is moving you to choose has to do with this energy. Don't make it fit. We do have this Knight of Swords. You could be, maybe you've been having certain impulses come over you, literally that magnetic pull kind of energy. You could have felt a little bit impatient in this first week. This is about also maybe starting to focus on speaking certain truths, but this is about coming and going, season the day. So you could be facing certain impulsivity having to do with, certain choices that maybe you feel aren't the right choices, but at the same time you're still doing it. It's coming to my mind like that. Knight of Swords also, he's very, he's rapid. He's very, as the card says, impulsive, but also focused through that impulsivity. I do believe that even through the impulsivity, you're trying to keep that focus on, and maybe you're paying attention to those impulsive, patterns per se. But we do have the Moon in upright, and the Moon upright talks about certain blocked intuition. You could be feeling like blocked. You could be feeling a little bit disconnected, but this is about uncertainty. So this is the subconscious. I feel like there are certain subconscious triggers you're going through having to do with anxiety, maybe even dreams, very vivid dreams, but being trapped in that illusion of what is instead of seeing it at face value or trusting your intuition with it. We do have this 10 of Cups. This is about disconnected family, discord, inauthentic relationships. You could have gone through even in this week through certain, you know, masked versions in your surroundings with people, you know, that are even permanent fixtures of your life. So certain friends, family, even your job. But there's this false sense of security that you're currently feeling right now. And also I feel like it is tied to that moon energy. They did come out together, you know, it's kind of like I'm seeing you can't find a way out is what I'm feeling. I'm actually being called, I'm feeling called to tap into your connection currently. It's about imbalanced energy as well, but imbalanced having to do with emotions. So whatever you are going through, having to do with maybe family issues, or even permanent fixtures in your life that you feel they are family, you know, those friends you've had for a long time and stuff. I feel like there is this false sense of security, and you're so tied emotionally with it that it's kind of like putting you in that uncertainty with this moon energy, and that, you know, blocked intuition, because you are still charged emotionally with this person or these people around you who you are feeling discord and imbalanced energy. But before I get into that, I want to first see this Lover's energy. I want to tap into that Lover's energy. What's currently going on with that? What is currently going on with this Lover's energy and this person, this collective? Just get 3 for now. Wow. So you are thinking of making that communication, but you don't want to be impulsive. Wow, but separation. So golden mirror. So I am seeing this as maybe you're being reflected certain behavioral traits. This is about a one-sided relationship, love bombing, self-absorbed, narcissist. I don't really like to say narcissist because I don't believe people are narcissists. I feel it's more, you know, part of that mask because of the wounds that they have and they embody. But maybe that's something that you needed to heal as well out of this relationship, both of you even. Whatever we are projecting onto someone else, it means it's usually because we in our own self, we embody that as well, and we need to, instead of pointing the finger, we need to point it back to us and reflect on why we are seeing that in someone else. The same thing as when we see something beautiful about someone else. The thing is that we tend to only see that bad part, and you know, then when we go into introspection, we really work on those bad parts. But when we're actually in this healing journey, and we find ourselves connected with people who are beautiful and who are, and I'm not saying beautiful outside, beautiful from the inside, you know, and very balanced and very nurturing and caring, that means that when we see that from someone else, or when we see that in someone else, it means that we embody those traits as well, you know. And maybe that's where that reflection needs to come into you guys as well, in the sense of, you know, if I'm seeing this in this person, it means that I have myself the same traits that I embody. You know what I mean? It's seeing both sides, not seeing just the negative and what you need to reflect on. It's reflecting on all aspects. But I do believe maybe, I'm seeing this as maybe what you're reflecting on right now. The universe is trying to get you to reflect on that. I want one more for that. One more for this golden mirror. I feel like you're really being reflected on certain self-observe. Yes, you need to, instead of focusing on that one-sidedness, focusing on that give and take. That's Six of Pentacles. I feel the universe is really trying to activate you through this connection to your unconditional love. This is about unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love as well. But yeah, I do believe this collective, you be wanting to express your love through the separation. You're thinking about this person. You're unsure of the future, confirmation with that moon and that Knight of Swords. But yearning, but at the same time, you're wanting to express your love. You're wanting to communicate. You're wanting to go through that giving, receiving of affection, because you've been going within. Get 2 more for your top row. Perception, wanting to learn from the past. I immediately heard that from that, but you're reminiscing. You could be looking at Ten of Cups. I feel there's someone in the background, maybe, you know, that you are currently going through certain deceit with. And something I heard immediately when I saw that snake, and even before I saw that snake, but I saw that Three of Swords, just because that Lovers is the first one. I feel this collective, maybe you could have gone through a certain loss, or you're grieving or mourning a certain loss, like a breakup. Will confirm with tarot when we get into it again. And maybe, you know, you're going, I don't want to say loneliness, but maybe it's kind of like I feel like you're tired you're tired of waiting for this to align on divine timing, and you're really wanting to come in. And I feel like even though you feel it's not impulsively, you feel you like wanting to communicate. You're focused on wanting to align this, but you're still blocked intuitively with it. So maybe that's why, you know, you're a little bit in that habit, like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? You are going through past memories, and it makes sense with this Three of Swords as well. If it is about this person, about that grief that you had to go through with this person, you could be going through maybe certain emotional cycles, maybe you're going through a karmic cycle, completing a karmic cycle having to do with these emotions. And maybe part of that cycle this week has to do with not being impulsive when you're emotionally charged. You know what I mean? It's coming to my mind for a reason like that, so don't make that fit. Let's confirm. I intuitively put that over that golden mirror, and just even like hiding it. It's not that I feel like you're hiding it. I feel like it's like something that you're finally removing, and the universe is seeing it. But let's confirm. This is what's currently going on in your and also your person. You know what I said before, that projection, which means this person, your person, could have, maybe they had those traits of being self-absorbed, of being, you know, a little bit narcissistic, a little bit one-sided in their own right, and they are focusing on that unconditional love and really focusing on that giving and receiving the same kind of affection, that Six of Pentacles, the equal give and take. But talking confirmation with that Knight of Swords, you could be hovering right now, even your phone, but text, call, email, you know, interested in conversing more. I am seeing that awaiting a message for it to arrive. Maybe you are waiting for this person to send you a message, but I'm seeing it more. Maybe that's what kind of puts you in that, what should I do? Should I be impulsive and really take charge here? Or should I just wait for this to align? I'm seeing that with waiting for the message, but at the same time, I feel like you don't know what to do. Confirmation, you could have had a karmic relationship in the background, but this is about fleeting triggers, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. I feel like that's what's happening with this Three of Swords. And also, it could be that you currently are going through a certain, you know, deep emotional pain having to do with this Ten of Cups energy, having to do with the people that you're needing to, karmic energies that you're needing to remove, because you feel imbalanced, because you feel like it's a false sense of security with this energy. You know what I mean? Love call. Remember, this you know, journey is for us to really see what is right for us and act that for what is right for us, and, you know, remove what no longer is. You know what I mean? To see through that illusion. Wow. So love call, girl with a snake. You could have put this person even as a narcissist, but being charmed or used. Clearly, I feel like I'm seeing that boundaries. This person could have put certain boundaries here, and maybe that's why you're a little bit hesitant to really come clean or, you know, communicate. I'm hearing, will you hear me? Will you listen to what I have to say? So maybe that's where that uncertainty with that moon energy comes from as well, you know, and that impulsivity. Should I be impulsive? Should I take the lead? Should I be focused on this? What should I be focused on? But remember, discernment. You would have had that thought pattern. That should have been like a tick. But also with this girl with a snake and that karmic connection that came in the bottom, this could have been, you know, maybe you're wanting to kind of confess or communicate that you're no longer with a karmic. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to go open the door and I came running. Oh my God, this could actually, well, everything happens for a reason. This could actually be something that agitates you, and maybe that's what puts you a little bit in that illusion as well. But, hold on. All right, I need to catch my breath. But with this love call and this girl with a snake, I feel like maybe, and if you are in introspection having to do with certain patterns and behavioral traits that you had with this person, I am seeing that charmed and used. Maybe you thought that, maybe you feel like, you know, or you're taking accountability on certain traits having to do with maybe using this person. Not that you did it intentionally, it was part of your mask, but maybe you're going over how in certain events or certain moments in maybe your initial union or in other types of reunion that you've had with this person, how certain traits of using this person, or maybe being a little bit one-sided with that connection. Maybe you're wanting to express that. Maybe you're wanting to really, I'm hearing my forgiveness card with my emotions. We're going to have to get that for you as well. But I do believe this person maybe, you know, more than what I said with that, will you listen? This person has put up boundaries, and maybe that's why you don't know if this person will hear you or will want to even receive this message. But separation, I'm seeing that also with that person in the middle. This could have been, you know, you guys wanting to express that you're no longer with this person and you're emotionally available. Separation. Whoa, so clearly part of the separation in this connection was worthiness and certain addictions, thought pattern, obsession, controlling nature, jealousy, frustration, and the lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, and ego issues. There's that jealousy, but this was a block in your connection. That's why that separation had to happen. You could have both faced certain addictions, you know, substance abuse or even alcohol abuse, but the codependency that maybe you felt or this person felt, that was what needed to be healed out during the separation. Maybe also is what I'm hearing, because I saw that unsure of the future, and I'm seeing it as, you know, maybe this collective, you are going through certain, you know, worthiness issues, I would say, you know, and that's what putting uncertainty in your mind right now with that Three of Swords and that grief and, you know, that misunderstanding, the loss of it, and how I'm seeing my will I ever change. I don't know if I can ever change with that deck, which means I'm gonna have to get that deck actually. But clearly this is something that you both had to work through during the separation. Camera. Don't make it fit. You got the Twin Flame card. So perception, learning from the past, and I feel again what I said before initially with that Lovers, the union, the focusing on your own harmony and your duality. The balancing, the perception, this is what had to happen in this connection. There needed to be a perception shift. You guys needed to focus on your own balance, on your own union, on your own duality. But then to be able to complete each other. But yin and yang energy, zen, balance. I feel like what I said before with that Lover's energy, that Lover's card, I feel this collective, you're really trying to focus on your inner balance and your inner union. And there is a perception shift here, but there's still a little bit of work needed to be done, and we'll tap into it, having to do with your confidence. Snake. This is the other man, the other woman. Outdated thinking. So conditioning events replaying in your mind, having to do with malicious energy. What I said before, being emotionally charged maybe, having to do with certain people who are permanent fixtures in your life, friends, family, siblings, you know, work relationships, people who you've had your whole life, I'm hearing. Maybe starting to see through that facade, through that mask. Maybe you have certain memories with this person, this Lover's connection, you know, this twin flame connection, where these people were a little bit in the middle, sabotaging this connection. But I don't feel it was in a malicious way, but it's in a masked way. You know what I mean? So they would maybe give you certain bad advice, or they would maybe just validate your bad behavior, and you would just keep on going. It's coming to my mind like that for a reason. But palm tree. It was to get you guys to really focus on your own stability, your own security, your permanence, your growth. endurance and flexibility. Alrighty. I want to quickly, I want to see. So we have the universe's perspective of what's the connection. I want to see your perspective of this connection. But I want to first, before I really confirm the tarot of what you're currently going on in your week, I want to see your perception on this connection, just to make sure that what I just said, I know that, I know my downloads are correct, but, I just feel like I'm being called to get this deck because I really heard that, I don't know if I can change I don't know if I have the ability to change or something like that. But let's get your perception on this connection, your perception on the connection. And it's so crazy. I was going to say daydreaming because literally, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm going to show you. Look at the size of that candle though. But you see the daydreaming right there? Right there. I was staring at that and I was like, I feel like maybe this collective is daydreaming, and well, long and behold, I'm always longing for you. Again, confirmation to what I said before, the longing. So you're always longing for this person. You're going over the mistakes. Sign. I wish I could right my wrongs. You are going through the mistakes. You're going through the past behaviors that you've had towards this person. Sign. Don't make it fit. If you're not in reflection with this, do not make it fit. And you're trying to focus on that new chapter. This is beautiful. I'm trying to move on. Yes, it feels heavy. More with that 3 of Swords, but I feel like maybe that's something that's sipping away. But, missed opportunity. So I didn't act when I should have. So now that's why you're in Knight of Swords right now. You're like, shouldn't I? Should I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Should I? It's like you're putting yourself in your own mental anxiety right now. You could be a little bit in 9 of Swords or 8 of Swords. Well, 8 of Swords, more of a 9 of Swords, kind of like that emotional anxiety or mental anxiety. But there's that third party. But this is and by the way, it's hidden in the deck. It didn't come out. Even though sometimes I do show these energies, and I feel like it's part of it, I kind of feel like this is not hidden, but it's been removed. But again, this collective, what I said before with that 10 of Cups, there's certain people who were around you who sabotaged this connection. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. I feel that's what you're reflecting on. Daydreaming. Oh. So you're not only daydreaming about this person or longing, you're going through your running tendencies. This is the escape. I left when things got hard. So confirmation, you are reflecting. Do not make it fit. Mistakes. That's what you're doing with the unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. Your ego. But they're irreplaceable. So it's you're reflecting on how your ego got in the way. That golden mirror, how it was one-sided. But you want they're irreplaceable. You want that 6 of Coins energy. You want that give and take. You want to fall in love again. New chapter. No longer wanting to neglect them. How you neglected them. There's that one-sidedness again. I failed to give you what you needed. Missed opportunities. Understand. Wow. So you're going through understanding. Understanding understanding the cycles, understanding, even though you feel like you're blocked intuitively, you're very much in that. And we have Knight of Swords here. You could be coming into a little bit of that King of Swords with your logic, even though in love, I do not like him at all. He's very good for projects having to do with pentacle paths, home paths. But when it has to do with love, he's very cold. He is very, truthful, and he's very, loyal. But when it has to, you see their side of the story with that having to do with that missed opportunity. You're seeing their side in, how you self-sabotaged or how you let other people influence your decision. I want one last one. Unworthy, and there it is. It's because you feel unworthy. You're a better person than I am. And there's that third party again. So that card didn't come out. I thought it was going to come out. So maybe you finally are in that stage of, like you've really put in change in your life. So you're not so much in that state of, oh, I can never change. You know what I mean? There's a reason why I'm saying that. But all right, let's finish confirming these, and then we'll get into your month ahead. Then we'll get into your month ahead. Lovers, let's confirm lovers, please. So a few months, but making long-term plans, alignment, having to do with this harvest season, expressing gratitude, fall energy. I'm hearing September. But Three of Swords. Beautiful. So in the next month or next new moon. And when is the next new moon? Actually, let's check it out. When is the next? Oh my God, literally. I was like, I literally, this is what I did. You see that? That moon came out. This is the full moon in June, but this is new moon. So when is the new moon in June? Let's see. Hold on. Luna and Honya. So the new moon is on the 25th of June. So maybe, you know, that's set your intentions. A new cycle begins having to do with this deep emotional pain. I feel like there's a release, but don't give up. You're starting to have a new cycle without this deep emotional pain. I want one more, but a change in direction. Manifesting your desires. Yes, through an epiphany and awareness. This does not serve you. You don't need to be sad, is what I'm hearing. But there's this clarity over you. There's gonna be this decisive energy. There's a reason why you're going through this Knight of Swords right now. Don't give in to that impulsivity. If the universe has to align you guys, they will. The universe will align you. But this is about you focusing on your truth. There's this new direction having to do with your decisions through your truth. You know, there's this focus on the vision and communication. Maybe you could be communicating, you know, and we'll see what happens in the last week of this month. But you could be communicating how you felt about this connection. Confirmation, life cycle. You have something fated on the way. Knight of Swords. But awareness and insight. Also, what I feel with this is this collective, you could be going through that awareness as we speak. This is your first week. But I do believe like maybe it was more really heavily intense this week, having to do with those emotions. Maybe if for a very long time you numbed those emotions through addictions and such, there's a reason when they're coming up again. It's because they're the universe is really wanting you to clear that emotional cycle, so you can bring in that new emotional cycle in a, you know, just clearing way. You know what I mean? No longer feeling that deep emotional pain, but in that understanding. You're already going through that understanding with your connection. You just need to go through certain emotional triggers, is what I'm hearing, so that you can finally release them. You need to go through the emotion to understand it and then release it. But with this Knight of Swords, this impulsivity, this, you know, the focus on wanting to do things right, we have this Winter Solstice card. It's about finding the light within, and it's paired beautifully with that Ace of Swords. This is something that could have been happening for a year or more, or something you've been waiting for a year or more. But this is about tying up loose ends, validating feelings, hibernation in winter. You could be currently in winter. And here where I am, we are currently in winter. But I'm seeing this as this collective, you're very focused on wanting to validate this person's feelings, you know, and that's what that introspection has come over you guys. And also it could be what I said before with this 10 of Cups, you know, maybe you are going over how other people validated your feelings, and it was not in a negative way, but it wasn't in the right kind of way, because they were validating bad behavior. You know what I mean? But tying up loose ends, having to do with what I said before, releasing what no longer serves you. Moon energy. Wow. So worth fighting for. So even though you feel like, I feel like part of that illusion maybe has to do with, I'm feeling your worth. You know, is it worth it for me? Is it something that is meant for me? You know, that anxiety or that instability that you're feeling, or the deception of, you know, certain things that you've done or that other people have done. Because this moon came out with this 10 of Cups. And what I said before, I feel like there are certain energies, permanent fixtures in your life that you feel like there is an illusion over them because of that, you know, strong emotional attachment that you have towards them. But this is about worth fighting for. This is about making a stand, facing it head on. So this is what you're currently going through. Remember that. So you would have had moments, remember, discernment, moments where you, yes, I feel like I'm feeling uncertain because of this and this and this person, but I know it's my life and I know I have to take it back. I know I have to remove these energies, these karmic energies, because they do not serve me right now. And if they are people who are supposed to be in my life forever, they clearly, like this person, like this lover energy, through that separation, that's how you heal. They will come back to me when they are supposed to come back to me, when they are no longer interfering in my path in a negative way. It's not that it's in a malicious way, it's subconscious, because there's a lot of people who go through their life through their mask. So, you know, they have their own truths, but it's in a masked version. You know what I mean? It's not having resentment towards them. It's having understanding that, you know, they are wounded energies and they need to work through those wounds. And you want to work through those wounds. So, and you know that by removing them, you can actually work even better through those wounds without, you know, that interference and that noise and that clutter in your mind having to do with these people. But this is about not backing down. This is about haters gonna hate, the liberty that you feel, the freedom, facing it head on. It's my life. You're trying to take control to be able to heal. Star energy, renewal, purpose, calm, faith, trying to regain faith. 10 of Cups. So under this 10 of Cups in reverse, this unbalance, this broken, this discord, family-wise, emotionally family-wise, or someone who you feel is part of your family, false sense of security and misalliance that you're feeling. We have 5 of Swords upright. This is about hostility, defeat, conflict, self-sacrificing, this collective, maybe self-sacrificing to these people. Plot twist and certain abusive energy. But Page of Cups, I feel like this is you guys, how you're viewing this. Very naive, very, you know, it's because they're my family. It's because I've had these friends for forever. You know, it's literally what I said before. It's that romanticizing of maybe if they were childhood friends, like they've been in my life for my whole life. They should be, you know, in my life forever. You know, I can't abandon them even. It's coming to my mind. So you would have had this thought pattern. I feel this collective, you know, you feel like your inner voice says, yes, they are part of my path. But the universe and their karmic behavior and their masked versions are showing you that it's not. They're showing you as hostile. They're showing you the defeat. They're showing you the conflict. They're showing how self-sacrificing you're being with this people, because you have this illusion in your mind, because you have this naive approach of how you feel towards them, that emotional attachment that you have towards them, and you're not seeing it clearly. That's why that moon is upright. This is about being spiritual. You could be extremely sensitive, you know, and this is about a love offer as well, but I'm seeing that more of, you know, that idealistic. If they were with me from the start, they should be with me till the end. You know what I mean? Don't make it fit. Don't make it fit. Energy doesn't lie. It's making you focus on too many possibilities. It's making you be confused, being trapped in that illusion. Maybe there are people who actually are and this is my wild imagination card. I was speaking about it I was talking about this card in my divine feminine energy. This is the wild imagination one. Was it today or was it yesterday? I can't remember, but 7 of Cups. This is about lacking a focus. These energies make you lack focus because it's and that wishfulness, literally what I just said. But that shiny new object syndrome, maybe they were people who in the past, they were very much in that, oh, but there's plenty of fish in the sea, you know, you don't have to worry about this person, you're young, and yada, yada. Don't make it fit. You would have had that thought pattern. This is what you're currently going through this week. So, just, yeah. Unclear, uncertainty, and confusion. This is what this energy brings. Alrighty then. So now that we have your first week, we're going to dive into your second, third, and fourth week. So I want to first get your current emotions, just quickly, your current emotions, what emotions you're currently sitting on. What is this collective currently having to focus on your self-esteem sign? Knowing that you possess the same gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You're working on your self-esteem. Confirmation. Courage. You're focusing on courage. This is beautiful. Finding the inner strength to face your fear with confidence. But there's that worry. There's that Knight of Swords. You don't know if you should be impulsive or you should act now or act later. Just let this flow. And there's that fear. So it's literally a 50-50. It's literally a 50-50. You know you need to focus on your courage, and that actually helps your self-esteem as well through discipline. But you know that you have that uncertainty, that moon energy with that imbalanced energy with that 10 of Cups. So and it's so funny because literally it was purpose that I split it to. So it's kind of like that. What's the purpose if I'm going through all of this? Not the right question. Change that perspective of that question. Why am I feeling this? What is a purpose for me feeling this right now? What am I needing to remove with this energy? All right, self-esteem, and then we'll get into your weeks. Week 1, self-esteem. Confirmation. You're trying to focus on lover's energy. That's what I felt like was happening. You're trying to focus on balancing out your energy points. You're trying to focus on your duality. You know, your yin and yang, that twin flame card. Sign. Having a lighter side seeing the lighter side of things. You know, not being so focused on that seriousness. Just bringing a state of perfect harmony into your world and doing so without judgment. Courage. Confirmation. You're trying to have courage with having to do with these relationships. Not only this person, but also I feel with these other people. Maybe gaining the courage to, free them and just, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself and your abundance. I'm seeing that strongly. Worry. I'm seeing my adversity card. Whoa. Oh my God. Friendships. Confirmation. So it's not just this person. You're worried about a lot of things. I'm seeing my adversity card. What did I just say? The obstacles that these people brought to you, but also, the obstacles that you've faced because of these friends. And also maybe you're worried that, will we stay friends forever? Maybe that will this conversation be an obstacle long term with these people? I feel that uncertainty with permanent fixtures in your life is, weighing heavily on. And I feel like maybe that 3 of Swords also has to do with that. You're very trapped in your mind over, a lot of pain that you're feeling having to do with certain energies that you're tied to. Fear. And maybe you're worried also, because that adversity card, maybe you're worried also that if you don't remove this, it will keep being an obstacle in your future connection with this person. Fear. But forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, but acknowledging that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. But there's that grief. That fear is because of the grief. Will they ever forgive me? Will this person ever forgive me? It's putting uncertainty and fear in all aspects. So this is beautiful. This is something we need to work on. Just focus on love. Unconditional love towards everyone and towards yourself. And just understand that everything will align when it's supposed to. Everything will align when it's supposed to. Success. Alrighty. Let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is what I did for my feminines. I am going to I'm going to use my emotion cards as well, but I am going to grab these. I'm I'm going to get maybe 3 cards or 4, how many want to come out for that first week. And then we're going to confirm with tarot as well. Then we are going to see, what was I going to get? What was it? What did I get last time? So what I'm going to do is, Page of Pentacles, laying the foundation. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is we're going to get this Intuit Oracle deck. We're going to get 3. Then we're going to confirm with tarot. And then I'm going to get emotion cards and these to see maybe what animal you should embody, or with the energy of that animal that you should embody to take on that first week, or that week that we're going to speak about. And then with this deck, we are going to confirm how the universe wants you to approach that week and what energy they want you to approach that week. So let's get started. All right. So second week, Divine Masculine energy. Second week. What is coming in the second week of this Divine Masculine collective? Week 2 of June. Oh, wow. Whoa. Let's get one more. Wow. Wow. So we literally have the first one is third person. Another person involved. Someone else's influence, love triangle, stranger, outside party, third wheel, rival, too many people as well. We have the lighthouse, so your inner guidance system. Oh my God, and you got the phoenix. Beautiful. So this could be something, because you did get the next month or next new moon. So this could be something, this says 18th of July or 24th of July. Could be something to lead into this first week, leading into July as well. But I do believe that there's something having to do with external people, you know, third party friction energy, where you are going to be, you know, this is about the right direction. So I do feel this collective, even though you feel like your intuition is blocked right now, or you feel like you're trapped in that illusion, you do have illumination here and you're going on the right direction with this. But this is also navigating the obstacles by following your intuition, by following your inner guiding system. This is about security, but gaining clarity. There's a plot, it's plotting a course. There's a plot twist is what I'm hearing with that. But you're rebirthing, you're going through a death period right now. Total transformation, a complete renewal having to do with these third party frictions that we said before even. All right, let's get week 2, please. Week 2, confirming week 2. Wow, so whatever is keeping you, whoever this person is, they could be, this is the Taurus, Empress in reverse Taurus. They could be someone who is presenting a little bit insecure. Maybe, you know, this is also about paying attention to your body. That's a great way to see the signs. If you are feeling like you're intuitively blocked, paying attention to your body's emotion. There's a reason why you're being ignited with your body's emotions and that grief, that 3 of Swords right now. So you can pay attention to what that uncomfortable feeling is, so that whenever this comes in, you know what that uncomfortable feeling is. That's something that should not be there. That's my highest self showing me, this is wrong. This is bad. This is not something I should be, you know, attached to, is what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? But negligence. So maybe maybe this person feels like you're neglecting them, or I'm seeing it, someone is, it's like feminine power, but false sense of feminine. I'm seeing that girl with the snake, that fake empath energy. But they could be a Taurus. Many people, these other energies as well, could be earth signs, this, you know, permanent fixtures in your life. All right. Let's get 2 more for week 2. Wow. What did I say? King of Swords. So this is about being truthful. So with your inner guidance system, being truthful towards yourself, you know, the logic, the rational. You have a 2 of Swords though. This is about frozen with indecision, obstacles. I feel like it's the navigating the obstacles what's going to be putting you in that frozen in indecision, in that unclear path, and avoiding certain decisions that you need to make. I want one more for that because you got the Phoenix. I'm feeling like that's what you're removing. I was not expecting that. I want one more. This could be something that you're rebirthing from, this Two of Swords energy and this King of Wands in reverse, the lacking of energy or experience, the controlling energy. You did get that Knight of Swords, that very impulsive, that comes from control. But I want one more. I want one more. It could be that maybe, this indecision also puts you in a lack of energy, kind of like it drains you. A lot of swords here. Whoa. All right. But okay, so but worth fighting for in the bottom. All right, so it was so funny because literally, remember what happens when I'm doing your readings? I embody your energy and confirm what you're feeling, not tell you what you're feeling. And literally, as I was reading this, I was starting to get discouraged, started to lack energy. So literally, I'm embodying that energy. What I feel that you guys are rebirthing from is the indecision making, the lack of energy, the missed opportunities, the unmotivation, the depression, the weary energy, the greediness, the possessiveness, that very ego-tied energy, the jealousy, the stubbornness, the ungroundedness. I feel like that's something that is going to be removed, but you need to go through it with these energies through the second week to really remove it. It's literally what I said before. The universe is going to show you through that uncomfortable emotion that maybe you've been numbing for so long. They're going to make you revisit that emotion so that you can finally understand it and clear it. Let's get but you could be faced with, certain people that will actually be unsatisfied, or a little bit greedy, or they're going to be a little bit disloyal, or you're going to be seeing certain disloyalty here. But that hastiness that we saw with that five of swords, was it maybe jealousy, stubbornness. Maybe they want to really, when you do have a certain conversation, when you do release them, they actually kind of try to convince you not to, or it's coming to my mind for a reason. But let's see what emotion you're going to be feeling, what overall emotion you're going to be feeling this second week. Or maybe the emotion you need to focus on in the second week. You need to focus on your abundance. You need to focus on the positivity. Don't focus on your abundance, and to be able to remove this, remember, you're going through the negative emotions to release them and to bring in that positive emotion. I want to see what animal the universe wants you to embody, or what animal you will be embodying this next week. Wow. Oh, the zebra. I love that. And you have the zebra, the unicorn, and the crocodile. So waiting in the background. Hold on. It's about lurking. The wolf. But being loyal to yourself. The wolf is very loyal, and he's a partner. I love the wolf. I myself see myself as kind of like that lone wolf, but going through your hardships on your own, but being very strong with it. Oh, here it is. Hold on. So the wolf, guardian of family and tribe, activism and ritual. So the wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Maybe that's why you're so tied to these people. It makes sense. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble
when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. I'm seeing that more as, you being loyal to other people's truths. You need to start focusing on your loyalty to your truth. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic, and fearless. When out of balance, judgmental. But to bring to balance, practice letting go. Confirmation. Literally what I said. All right, let's see how the universe, what is their advice of how to approach this second week? Energy to embody. How does this collective need to approach the second week? What is that? Wow. 10 of Wands. That's walking away. Hierophant energy. Tapping into your truth. And Ace of, wow. Believe. Everything is being aligned. You're going through an alignment right now as well. So 10 of Wands. Laying down the burdens. Releasing, letting go through your Hierophant energy, through thinking for yourself, through, your truth, through, that magic within that you have in yourself. Also, this is a card about marriage. But I feel this collective, you really need to be, it's stepping into your power with that Hierophant energy and, believing whatever this next week is about to happen, whatever is going to happen in this next week, it's believing that it's to help you heal. They're making you go through these emotions again for a reason. It's to be able to heal that emotion and no longer have it, as a subconscious energy. And, it's literally transformation. Inspiration, wishes, renewed spirituality, individuality, creative thinker. That's the star energy. But it's healing energy. But it's also keeping the faith. And star energy is alignment. But it's to be able to create this Ace of Pentacles, abundance, confirmation with that abundance. Focusing on your abundance. But this is about new manifestation, a reward, financial gain, wealth, money. But the opportunity, seeing it as the opportunity that it is. A time to heal. Time to release. It's creating, that ripple effect into, your most abundant timeline. Beautiful. Beautiful way to start second week. If you embody this energy, really focus on, have faith and focus on your healing. Try not to take the emotions personally. It's part of their mask. It's not something that, they don't even know, I feel. Release what doesn't serve you. Release these third parties for a reason. It's only, they're only weighing you down for now. You need to release it. They're keeping you in a 10 of Wands upright. They're keeping you in an overwhelmed state, in stress, and hard work, the effort you're putting in, the sacrifice you're having to put in. You're over it. You want to walk away. Gain your willpower. Remove it. Focus on that new beginning you're being provided as well by removing this. Alrighty. Let's get into week 3. All right, week three. What is coming in week 3? Oh, new beginnings, but through, and the key, beautiful, 13 and 33, divine feminine energy. And the drum, self-expression, beautiful. So you will have an opportunity to self-express. You are having, in this next week, you are the third week. There's something unexpected happening, having to do with tenderness and having to do with a new perspective. It makes sense with what you're going through in the second week. There's something having to do with, this new perspective is unlocking new solutions. So there's this clarity being gained, there's this openness. There's this new perspective having to do with how you're paying attention to yourself. You're locking in is what I'm hearing. Your genius, your intelligence. And through your self-expression, through being heard, speaking your truth, speaking your mind, communication, negotiations, balance in a balanced way, speaking your truth in a balanced way, and sending a clear message. Interesting. All right, third week. Oh, those flew. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Beautiful. So you have strength upright, gaining strength through this new perspective. And strength is not only just being strong, she's compassionate, she's nurturing. So she's kind of like that mix between my divine feminine and my divine masculines. It's that strength within with that divine masculine, you know, that strength in will, that strength in speech, in truth, through, and also that compassion, that nurturing, that caring side with that divine feminine. She's very like my whole. I feel like it's like kind of like that balanced yin and yang energy. That's how I see her. But you have the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever is beyond your control right now, whatever are karmic lessons, there's something that is activating even more strength with you. I feel like it's more having to do with your belief of being able to overcome these obstacles more than because of what happened in week 2 or what is going to happen in week 2 with navigating those obstacles, understanding that it's not so bad as it seemed. It was just, you know, the programming in your mind that made it look bad. But there's certain external forces at play right now that's beyond your control, that should not be in, you know, you need to be in strength. You are being activated with this invisible force within. It's a turning point. This external force is a turning point to the rewards of your labor, that 9 of coins, that independence, that self-sufficiency, your abundance, you know, your maturation, your fulfillment. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. That is going to be, I feel like in week 3, you're going to have a breath of fresh air. Where week 2, maybe even week 1, you're like already coming into that, you know, heaviness of that energy, of that emotional energy. In week 2, I feel it's going to be like kind of like that pinnacle of that you know, and it's for a reason. It's for a reason. They're making you feel uncomfortable so that you can finally remove yourself from that uncomfortable energy. You know what I mean? I'm going to see what I didn't even say it. Courage. You need to embody courage and focus on your courage, because you are courageous. You are strong. You are that strength card. You have that within. You have that within. All right, let's see what animal. What is that? Oh, the firefly. It didn't want to come out though. Well, I did. I guess it did. So this is finding the light within as well. This is understanding that the light comes from within you. It's not like the moth that you need to go looking for that light. This is air sign. Hold on. Here it is. So, inspired and fantastic yet fleeting. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illusion. I'm sorry, I had an important message. An illusion. No, I'm sorry. Oh, it's pure. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Maybe that's a message in itself. Don't get distracted. But it's pure, radiant, and illuminating. Its high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. Keep that strength. There is Firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention or job. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When in balance, writes, creates, and brainstorms. When out of balance, burnout feels dull. And to bring to balance, write a poem or draw. Maybe they're asking you to be, maybe it's also having to do with your pinnacle path. Maybe if you've been having certain intuition having to do with what you want to do and it's totally different than what you really do. Maybe, I don't know, you could be a mechanic and you want to be, I don't know, a poem writer or like a songwriter or something. It came to my mind like that. It doesn't have to be specifically that, but whatever you're currently doing, maybe your intuition is saying do something that is completely opposite of what you're currently doing with your Pentacle path is coming to my mind. But gaining through a new perspective. And also, remember, those flashes, you are the one who guides yourself. Literally, that insight, that clarity. Having courage through your ideas, having courage through, your decisions. That's part of the reward that you're about to receive. Let's see how you should approach this week. How you should approach this week 3. All right, let's get one more. What this collective should embody for this next week, week 3. Wow. All right, so 5 of Pentacles in reverse is good because it's where in the upright it's literally that, the regret, the loss. It's, hold on, because I don't have it in the other way around. So this is about regret, loss, conflicted, alone, missing. The outsider. In the reverse, it's the opposite. It's, it's that self-awareness. So how the universe is saying for you to approach this 3rd week through a King of Pentacles. Very abundant, very grounded, very, having their cake and eating it too. Believing in yourself is what I'm hearing. He is very, worthy as well. So it's literally spirituality and practicality is what I'm hearing with this. But King of Swords and King of Pentacles, being truthful towards yourself, being, loyal towards yourself, really speaking through your truth. Maybe do have a little bit of logic. Don't be naive is what I'm hearing. But I feel like this collective, you are going to be grounded in how you approach this week. And you're going to be very logical, but not so logical. It's kind of like shutting out your intuition. You know what I mean? And very in 5 of Pentacles, self-aware of the things that are holding you back. Understanding the external forces are happening for a reason. It's not in, missed opportunities kind of way. It's in a understanding life lessons kind of way. You know what I mean? Which is very, very good. Alrighty. All right, let's get into week 4 and your last week. Let's see. What is coming in week 4 for this beautiful collective? Beautiful divine masculine collective. First one. And 25. Didn't I say that, what was it, the 26th of June? Having to do with the alignment? Sign. You got the diamond ring. Proposal, engagement, agreement, next level, partnership, marriage, union. What is that? What is one you come out? Oh, from out of a delicate situation. So that didn't want to come out, so I'm not letting it out. All right, there we go. And one more. All right, so we have, and 19th of the 6th could be significant as well. So lifetimes from the past, long ago, old age, taking it slow. So this could be something that it's leading into, getting to know each other again. Magnifying glass, but seeing the fine print. Oh, bless me. Oh my God, that sun is like literally hitting me in the eye. Oh, bless me. Oh my God. But this is about clarity though, and very important details, but doing your research, larger than life energy, getting more information. You could be in this state of maybe in this 4th week that you're going to get more information. I kind of want one more for that. I want one more for this magnifying glass. Oh, what did you get? You got the woman. You got the divine feminine. I feel your feminine is going to be actually looking at the fine. Literally 3 of Cups in the bottom. This is about reunion, parties, getting together, collaboration. Alrighty. I believe that who's going to be looking at the fine print is this female energy, feminine energy. but we'll see. Let's get week 4, please. Confirming week 4. Whoa. Whoa! Whoa! I got 5 not even knowing. So, learning from past mistakes. Beautiful. We do have procrastination here, but I like that learn from past mistakes really stood out to me. Oh my God. And coming in, divine masculine energy. Beautiful. But there's still a certain indecision with and so a little bit of self-doubt maybe. And this is about unwilling to learn that karmic lesson. But you have the Chariot and strength of will with the Sun. Luck is on your side with this. I do believe this collective, it's more, I feel like this person, you guys, this collective, and it even could be this person maybe, and it kind of makes sense with that woman and that magnifying glass. I'm kind of feeling, this person, whoever's connected to you, maybe they're going to be a little bit doubtful, having to do with if you are this true King of Cups, if you are truly this emotional master, you're really in that heart-centered and you're, in that self-awareness. I'm seeing that with that. I want one more for that Judgment because I'm feeling it with that feminine. High Priestess, yeah, I feel it's going to be your person. They're going to be, maybe I'm missing information. It makes sense with that magnifying glass. So, if you are, I do feel that there is an alignment happening here. There is this, biggest thing I'm feeling for this collective and this person. I feel this person maybe because in the past, so what I'm feeling, if you in the past were someone who would approach this person very Five of Cups, Page of Cups, and very, kind of like that charismatic Casanova, very, very nonchalant. I feel this person is going to be, and more if in the past there was this, incongruency, I think it's how you say it, it wasn't that equal give and take. So if this person, every time they were met with you in the same kind of energy, of course they're going to be looking in with a fine print. They're going to be doing their research. They're going to be needing clarity, I don't believe this is you guys. I feel it's more them. Whatever is coming your way has to do with how they are perceiving you, and maybe because it has been a long time since you guys have been separated. Maybe they're kind of like needing that to really see that action forward movement, to really see that determination towards them, and it makes sense why, it's taking it slow, not rushing it. It's what I'm seeing. I feel like this collective, you are going to be granted an opportunity where you don't even know it yet. On the 4th week, you're going to be filled with this rush of energy and you're going to lock in, is what I'm hearing. And you have the Sun behind you. You have that positivity. You have that, that yes card. It's literally upright. That radiant sun, that super big yes, that truth energy, that success energy, that warmth, that positivity, vitality. It's pushing you with this Chariot energy. So if you are coming in very determined, I would suggest you take it slow. You have this strength behind you that you've been building up since week 3 as well. There's this strength in your voice and in your knowing and in your truth. So be in that truth. Biggest thing I'm feeling with this, learn from the past and don't be impulsive. Lay the foundation the right way. Start slow. Even tell this person, I would like to start slow. I would like to get to know you again, or even, it's coming to my mind for a reason like that. Let's see what the emotions are running high this week. Yeah, don't go in with that guilt. That's what you're going to be feeling. Let's see what animal they're wanting you to embody. Or what animal is going to be. Oh, it's Scorpion. I'm not liking that. But let's see. It could be something that you're going to be feeling. Scorpion. Hold on. I'm almost there. All right, so passionate, competitive tends toward isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined. So that isolation literally came to my mind. If this collective and the person on your mind, you used to have, kind of that, those get-togethers that it will just be at one house or the other, and you wouldn't tend to do anything, you wouldn't go on dates or stuff like that. I heard isolation, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. Don't do that. Do it differently. You're learning from the past. This is about also underachiever energy, bad news energy, no common sense, the lacking of goals. I feel like this collective, what you are being approached with or what you are being aligned with in this next week is, are you going to repeat the same patterns and traits that you had in the other, reunions that you've had with this person? Are you going to keep on doing the same thing, or are you going to learn from the past? Where I do feel that learn from the past mistakes is really sticking out to me. So I feel like it's literally this collective. You are going to learn from it. You're not going to procrastinate. You're not going to feel like that underachiever. I feel like you're going to feel like that King of Cups, very emotionally fulfilled. But this person, because of past behaviors, they are going to be in that indecisiveness. They're going to self-doubt themselves. They're going to feel like they're disconnected themselves because maybe in the past they didn't have this test of love either. They're going to maybe feel like their suppressed intuition is, they have suppressed intuition, or there are certain secrets in the background that you're not telling them. Or there's missing information. Literally, that woman and that, doing the research, that magnifying glass. I'm just saying. But, and more if there's this guilt energy. So again, confirmation. Don't go in with guilt. Go in with courage. I'm actually going to get one more. I want one more for this grief. This guilt, I'm sorry. Take responsibility. I know it says blame. But that's because, and it makes sense with that guilt, it's accepting responsibility for your own well-being, but taking responsibility. So maybe there's certain things you need to focus on or speak about before getting into this happiness energy with this person. There's certain truths that need to be spoken about. And one more. I'm hearing my honesty card. Whoa. Don't let your pride get in the way. Learn from your past mistakes. Confirmation. But literally, what is going to be holding you back, and that's why you're going through that strength in the week 3, has to do with certain negative emotions that kept you hidden or held you back in the past. Learn from it. If I am feeling guilt, if I am feeling blame, if I am feeling like my pride is getting in the way, I am too emotionally charged, I should not approach this yet. It's coming to my mind like that for a reason. Let's read the Scorpion. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes a Scorpion's heat festers, and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. Blame, pride, remember. The Scorpion card says, it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. Confirmation. Come in with honesty. Don't come in with blame. Don't come in with your pride. Learn from the past. No longer procrastinating this energy. You're being presented with this for a reason. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, and unresolved. To bring to balance, honesty and forgiveness. Confirmation. You need to embody their honesty and their forgiveness. You need to bring this into balance. Your little sting. Don't focus on your pride, the blame, and the guilt. These emotions are just showing you what you need to work through. Focus on the honesty. Let's see what how the universe feels, or, their suggestion of how to approach this last week, 4th week. And also, side note, because even though these are negative emotions, I see both sides. And it could be something that happens in week 4 for you guys. Remember, I embody your energy. But The Pride card literally says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So being proud of who you are, instead of seeing it, your ego getting in the way, start being proud of who you are, the things that you've learned from the past mistakes that you've made, what you've learned from these mistakes. You've taken accountability and you're no longer blaming. You're doing this right now. Be proud of how you are doing this right now. And even in the conversation, do this. Don't feel guilt. Just release any belief that no longer assists in your soul's growth. You're no longer the energy that you embodied in the beginning of the relationship. You're someone else. You're working through that energy. So why would you feel guilty of who you are right now when you're taking accountability of your actions and you're putting a focus in yourself and focusing on your own well-being, understanding that it's not everyone else's fault. It's my responsibility to do that. And be proud of who you are and what you are accomplishing. There's a reason why I wanted to say it like that. I feel like that's what's going to be, kind of like that fuel that will charge you with determination and willpower the right way, not in an impulsive way, because you're going to be proud of yourself and all of you, what you've overcome, all of the obstacles you've overcome. All right, let's see how you guys should approach this. What the hell? Well, this is nice. Maybe, this is about watching and nosy. Empress energy, compassionate, nurturing way, not in that literally nurturing yourself through your divine feminine energy. I'm gonna have to confirm that Page of Swords because I don't really like that Page of Swords in love, but let's get one more. Two of Pentacles, balanced energy, coming in a balanced way. I want one more of this. I want one more for this Page of Swords. Page of Swords, I really don't like him, but let's see. Page of Swords. One more clarify Page of Swords. Two of Wands, decisive. Literally, planning, moving forward. Don't lurk in the shadow anymore. This is about lurking in the shadow. Literally, the crocodile that wanted to come out before. Don't lurk in the shadow. Don't be just watching. Learn from the past. If there's something and if you are getting maybe this magnetic pull to watch this person before approaching them, maybe go within and see, why do I need to go through that? Why do I need to open that Pandora's box? If I want to say something, why not take action? Decisive action. Planning, moving forward, decision, options, progression. Travel could be significant, but partnership. In an Empress way, in a divine feminine way, and balanced. Adapting. Also, even, be compassionate towards this person as well, maybe if they feel like they cannot trust you yet. Understand that, it's because of, the wounding that they have. How you have to work through your wounding. They have to work through their wounding. Yes, you have the Sun on your side. Yes, you have the Chariot on your side with that strength of will and that positivity, and you are coming in an emotionally balanced way. But this person hasn't seen that side of you yet. They've only seen what, happened in the past. So they need to build that trust back. I'm saying that for a reason. They need to see how you've evolved. You know what I mean? They're a little bit of Queen of Swords right now, maybe. They need to see how you've evolved. There's a reason why they're really, in that, should I trust this? You know what I mean? But yeah, just approach this in a balanced way, in an understanding kind of way, compassionate way. Don't let your pride get in the way if this person says, and I don't believe that this collective you will let your pride get in the way if this person, I feel like this collective you are very understanding maybe of their, because you are going through the emotional purge and you're going through that, instability, and what you're starting to see, how you need to work through those emotions. I feel like you're going to have a lot of empathy towards this person, but, just don't be closed-minded with it. Don't be closed-minded with it. My advice and the universe's advice. But, right, I'm just going to put these in and then I'm going to save them. Let's go ahead and, what was it? I'm going to get you an angel card. I want to get you, oh no, I actually want to get you surrender cards. I actually want to get you a couple of surrender cards. Let's see what this collective needs to surrender in this month of June. Surrender your obsessive thinking. Sign. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help you bring clarity or even resolve the issue. And surrender your resentments. Holding on to resentment only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. Confirmation with those people. What did I say? Last one. And surrender to non-action. So clearly whatever you're thinking right now, that impulsivity that you're feeling, the need to approach, that need to really come clean towards this person, it's not the time to move. It's the time to reflect. So now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Let divine do its thing. Let divine do its thing. Trust. Alrighty. Let's get through some angel cards. Angels will be following you around this month. Alright, so we have 2. 14 and 34, but Angel of Divine Presence, Metatron. Miracles, powerful changes, Akashic records, sudden shift, a spiritual growth, and hyperfocus. Yes, I help you discover and develop your personal spiritual power and learn to use it to make a better world. So ametrine could be significant 3 months, and there's a reason why. What is it today? Today is June. We're in June, July, August, September. 3 months, September, and I said it for you guys. And this is act now, but now it's not the time to act. That's what I feel. I feel like the act now has to do with in September. Patron of psychics and students. So embryo, clarity, psychic protection, inspire curiosity, intellectual communication, aha moment. I clear mental fog and doubt and bring psychic insight to your awareness for spiritual and scholastic benefits. Sodalite May could be significant. Last May could have been significant. A very powerful transition having to do with your own psychic abilities and, your intuition. And stay positive. Alrighty. Let's confirm full reading. I'm not going to get the love cards. I'm just going to get these. So let's confirm that full reading, and then we'll get my Charmies and the dates. And I think I don't feel like I need to get it for you guys. I got it for my feminines though. But a win-win outcome is forecast. Beautiful. Full moon in Libra. Justice energy. Purple curtain. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Emotions are running high. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Could be getting a lot of synchronicities right now. A win-win outcome is forecast. Release blocks. Confirmation. Release blocks and people who are blocking you. Sign. A personal issue reaches resolution. The past. Someone from the past or something from the past. Confirmation. Just trust. Dream needs a practical plan. And purple, blue, and green is predominant here. Synchronicities. Following your dream needs a practical plan. The practical plan being following those synchronicities, those signs. Allocate signs for when you need to act. Start really activating your intuition with your signs as well. Speak to your guides if you need to. It's the reason why I'm saying that. Process your feelings for sure. All right, let's get Charmies. Wow, you got a lot of okie dokie. Oh my God, but Libra energy. Yeah, Libra energy. Justice is at play. You could be a Libra. This person could be a Libra though. But we have a couple of initials which we are going to get. Candle wax. Your person could actually read candle wax, but what does this look like? I don't even know what this looks like, but candle wax could be significant for you. We have the moon and the, if I'm not mistaken, this is the north node or the south node. I cannot remember, but moon energy, intuition, and Venus energy, love. And another one having to do with candle wax. Oh, the key to your heart. Follow your heart though. So keep your heart locked. Focus on rose quartz. Focusing on your own self-love. Rose quartz, everyone says that rose quartz, oh, it's to attract love. No. My personal truth, my truth is rose quartz helps you find your own inner love. Helps you tap into your own inner love. But focusing on love, not hate and resentment. Can you guys see that? It says love. But your own unconditional love. Communication is on the way, but your angels are by your side and awaiting for you to communicate. And we have letters T, K, T, Y, W, R, R, and Q. It could be initials. The initials of your names, you and your persons. All right. Important dates, birthdays, important dates coming up as well. 55. Transformation. 8, karmic justice. So 8th of the 5th, 5th of the 8th, 8th of the 10th, 10th of the 8th, 15th of the 8th, 15th of the 5th could be significant. 15th of the 6th. So we have 26th of the 10th, 26th of the 9th, 26th of the 5th. Oh, 10-10, completion on the way. Oh my God, you didn't even notice that. 26th of the 8th, 10th of the 6th, 6th of the 10th. 69, the wheel is at play, but also yin and yang energy. Balancing. 55, transformation. 5th of the 5th, portal energy. 6th of the 9th, 9th of the 6th. 25th of the 6th. And it's the second. You guys got 25th. 25th is important. 28th of the 6th. 18th of the 6th. 18th of the 10th, 18th of the 5th, 25th of the 5th, 25th of the 10th, 25th of the 9th. All right, guys, and 35 by itself. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be doing another reading for my Spanish speakers today, but yeah, I hope you guys gained clarity with this reading. I love you all, and just stay optimist and keep on growing. Mwah! Love you. Bye!